I'm Dean Caravalotti, your host here at Solar Slopes. If we haven't met yet, want to thank everybody for coming. And really, it's all about collaboration and getting together, getting to know what's happening in our market. And there's no real trade secrets anymore. Everybody knows kind of like what's going on, but we're not alone, right? At the same time. We see a lot of things happening here in Utah when it comes to solar and battery in the energy industry. We see rates going up. We see it. We also see the VPP program rebates going down. We see energy prices going up. We see it's hot, right? Does everyone think it's hot? Yeah, right. It's March and it's hot, right? So we're using more energy with EVs, and we have data centers, right? And there's some people here from data centers, right, that are working on data centers, also installing solar with data centers. Who here are in the commercial sector when it comes to solar? All right. And then how about residential? All right, some resi-mercial and some commercial, right, and residential, right? Cool. So we see that there's been some diversification in our market. We've seen some mergers. We've also seen some companies come and go, right? And that we're here for quite some time. And our market conditions are different. There's orphaned homeowners, meaning the homeowners, solar contractors gone out of business. Who here has gotten a call from any solar customer or solar person that's looking for service and their solar contractor went out of business? Raise your hand. Right? Okay. Yeah, so it's quite common. And that I got a phone call like that in 2019, and it kind of changed my whole perspective on the solar industry. It's from a customer of mine named Jim, and he had both residential and his home and his business with me. And he called me in a panic and said, "Hey, Dean, both of my systems have been down. I've been trying to call your company and no one's answering the phone." And my heart sank in my stomach, and I was like, I had to tell him, unfortunately, the company that I worked for is out of business. And eventually we found somebody that was willing to work on his systems and replace his inverters and get them back and going, but he had to spend thousands of dollars. But at that moment in time, I realized that he didn't call me because his panels weren't working. He called me because his installer was no longer around, that the trust was broken, the standards were low, and the customer focus wasn't there. And at that moment in time, I said, I want to do something different. I thought, that company would last forever, but it didn't, right? So that's what happened. So really, that's what I coined the Energy Trust Blueprint, where it talks about elevating standards, building trust, and having customer focus. And that's the future of solar. And it's happening right now. There's some people, operators in here right now, that are treating solar differently. Because before, it was all about installs. How many installs can you do? Bragawatts. I installed 30 megawatts or 5 megawatts, whatever it is, right, in solar, and they don't care about what happens after. But we're changing from an EPCs to ESPs, installers to energy service providers. And this is the new era of solar, of the solar industry, the solar energy industry, where that customer focus is there and the care is there after the install. And people are making their business out of this. And they're making money, they're profitable, and they're changing people's mind about solar. And they're helping the industry, because for one company, one homeowner that's solar is not working and their contractor's out of business, they're telling 12 people, probably, right? And when you fix it, they're telling more because they're raving about you, right? Because you're showing up, you're not disappearing. And that's the future of solar here in Utah and solar across the country. And coming together like this and talking about it, knowing that you're not the only one getting these phone calls, others are, and there's solutions in place to be able to take care of these things is important. Now, who here wants the future to run on solar? Who wants it to run on solar? Okay. All right. So, one thing that I want to do is introduce Sean Hickey. He is with EG4. He is sponsoring our event tonight, along with Solar Insure. And I forgot to mention my daytime job. I'm the Chief Revenue Officer at Solar Insure. I've been there. This is my 7th year now. And we help home and business owners with warranty protection products. And that's what we do. If you want to learn more, talk to me after. But here's Sean. He's going to talk about EG4 a little bit. But first, I'm going to ask you a question. What's happening over at EG4?
A lot of things are happening here. We're, I don't know if you want me to hold that. Yeah, I've been with the company now almost 9 months.
How long have you been in solar?
Solar, I would say definitely a couple touchdowns for sure. About 25 years. So I've been around. Maybe you've seen me around for a bit, but it's been a fantastic industry. How it's grown over the years. Got started when it was at Xantrex back in the day, and so that was grid tie plus off-grid systems. And here I am again with the battery side of the equation, but with a different model. But EG4, lots of things going on. We've got over 200,000 customers in 6 years of installed systems, over 800 megawatt hours of battery storage out there, and there's always something going on. And it's we're blew up over the last couple of years, catching up with our support, catching up with all those services that you guys need, and being here for the long run. Yeah.
All right, awesome. Can you tell me, are battery retrofits a thing?
Yes, they are a thing because you have definitely, as you're talking about, those stranded systems. That's one thing that you can do. We can retrofit to existing solar electric systems. We can our inverters, our platforms can work with all sorts of different battery platforms as well, besides our own. But for systems that or your energy costs are going up, as you said, retrofitting for time of use offset, demand charge offset, all those things like that. Or maybe you just old-fashioned, your utility went down, the grid went down, and you found out you didn't have any power. So, yeah.
Awesome. How are contractors diversifying here in Utah when it comes to the solar business?
Well, for as you said, some of you guys are doing both residential and commercial. Commercial incentives are a little bit better right now from last year. Also, if you have other ways to get to talk to customers about how to save them money or make them comfortable with their homes and things like that. For example, we have not only just energy storage solutions, but we also have, like say, mini splits, so you could cool off a zone of the home or help that HVAC system not have to work so hard, keep people cool in, say, their bedroom, or it's actually a heat pump as well. And what's nice about this too is you can use dedicated solar panels or the grid. It works off both, and so that's an option to get into somebody's home, see what you can do to help them out, save money, keep them cool and comfortable. So kind of a gateway maybe to get into a conversation about these and other services that we offer. So, yeah.
All right, awesome. And as far as you've seen that working, what have you seen is not working out there? Like I know you cover all the Mountain West states, right?
Yes. Yeah. So it's I think it's really as you said, that there's a lot of stranded systems out there, and you guys are. The thing that works is the people that are here and invested in the community. They care about the systems they install, the reputation, taking care of customers. That's the things. After all the national companies have kind of left or gone or folded up or whatever, it's really how do you take care of the customer now? How do you show them new ways to save money? With existing systems, new systems, things like that as well. So it's really not just in terms of that's what does work, but that's what you have to do. And hopefully we can help you diversify that way as well. So,
Yeah, I think what I'm seeing too is definitely more customer focus, helping stranded homeowners or orphan homeowners, even commercial systems. There's over 2 million systems out there nationwide that a third of the solar that's been installed or more that is now orphaned. So we definitely can see that that's a huge market for, if you're in a service business, you do service, that's the way to go. And really, these customers, when you're talking to them for new systems, they want control, they want trust, they want to make sure that they feel heard, and that they're, number one is they're not going to go solar or battery with you or do a mini split unless they trust you, right? So building that trust first is so important. And your reviews help them with that, the way that you show up, right, after for other customers, and getting those referrals, right? These homeowners or business owners that have these stranded systems right now are great, will be great customers. Let me ask you, how much does it cost for one lead? Like for you to like close one solar, how many leads you have to buy, and how much does it cost per lead? If you have to buy it,
I want to know the answer.
Yeah.
I won't touch it. What is it?
I've heard $1,000 to $3,000.
Yeah, it's about $3,000 to land one client, right? But if you go fix somebody's system, about 3 out of 10, you're gonna have an upsell or get a referral. How much does that cost you? You're making money on fixing a system, right? So that's a way to go and get more business. And really, that really will help your business, help you to be able to scale and grow and be that energy service provider for your region, right? I know we have Logan represented here, right? And other areas of Salt Lake and the Valley. And we're grateful for all you guys do, because it's not easy to get up at the crack of dawn and send your crews out, take those phone calls from those homeowners and business owners, paying all the bills, the payroll, everything, and you're getting good reviews. You're giving a good reputation to solar. So let's just give all the installers here and the companies, the CEOs that run them, let's give them a hand. All right, so that's all we have for tonight, unless you guys have questions for Sean or myself. You guys have any questions on what we've been seeing out there in the markets? I've been at 6 shows this year already, from Wisconsin to San Diego to Colorado, and I can't remember, Boston. Yes?
Sean, I should know the answer, but VPP here in Rocky Mountain Power, I know Sonan's kind of had the monopoly on it. How's it going for you guys here?
Yeah, definitely good question. We've applied for the Watt Smart program to get our products in there. So hopefully sometime this next few months, to join the program. And we're also working with other VPP providers around the various states and other entities around here. So look for more from that for us, but hopefully a few more months. Yeah.
Congratulations. That's great.
Yeah.
Can you describe FIOC and domestic content for EG4? I don't know. Sorry, I'm not allowed to question.
Oh, no, it's all right. We're right now we're working on a product that is non-FIOC with some of our future products later this year, domestic content as well. Our current lineup, we do assembly in Texas. We also get those from an overseas contractor. So with the current lineup right now, we're not quite there yet, but we'll have products later. So for us, with our components, there's more of a cash and loan focus that way as well. So
What's the roadmap on like realistically?
oh, realistic. So damn. All right.
I don't hear Q3 and then it pushes.
But what year Q3, right? So we're working on those details, and I apologize I don't have that in terms of hopefully sometime this year, Q3, Q4. And we're going to be releasing some product information here shortly on that. Well, shortly, sometime next quarter. But we also do have, just as our mini splits as well, we're going to be offering instead of a single zone, we're offering an additional zone, 2 and 3 zone. So that product is announced actually today, but coming out sometime next month. But realistically, I'll have to get back with you on that, but hopefully this year. So
Cool. And one thing that I want to say that I've seen across the country is financing with FIOC and domestic content. There's a lot of restrictions on that, on installing TPO, third-party ownership. Even in prepaid PPAs have become real popular. They're available here in Utah and in Colorado, in Idaho, right, from various financiers. One thing that we've seen and like advice that has been given across the board is diversify for your financiers. We have definitely seen, and your types of business. We've seen last year a solar lender go out of business. We saw a TPO go out of business, large ones, right? Mosaic was responsible for 25% of all the solar installed in the United States. 1 in 4 systems was a Mosaic system, and they're out of business as a lender. So there was ripple effects after. Anytime a lender goes out of business or a TPO company goes out of business, there's unfinished systems, unpaid systems, restrictions to your cash flow, and it can cause you to go out of business too. So, and unfortunately, a lot of the TPOs have like tranches of money that come in, and they might have money now, they might have it a little bit, they might go through audits, and they might move milestones, payments, right? And if you're dependent on those, you have to change your whole business anyway, doing TPO. You got to run the business their way. You're selling, you're building their business usually, right? It's their customer. It becomes, it's their maintenance. It's your reputation though, on how fast it gets fixed. And because you're the person that they call when there's something wrong with your system. So having a healthy cash and finance business is imperative for long-term survival in this industry. And making sure that you still have a healthy part of your business that way, because those are your customers, and then your referrals, right? You control the service level, the reputation, and all of those things on the afterwards.